I think sometimes, always you have to have sort of an overriding sense of, being reasonable and reasonableness. It's funny, a guy posted I did a cover of a song by Trent Reznor called Something I Can Never Have, which is a whole thing unto itself. And somebody posted on it this morning. What was it? It was just hate. He posted, just to let you know, I'm going to down thumb this, and fuck you for contacting me. Or didn't even say fuck you, just said, I'm just letting you know I'm down thumbing this because you contacted me. And I thought, and I was going to post, reply to him on there and leave that there and go, hey man, it would be a whole lot more honest. I was just going to say, hater, hey hater. Next time just post fuck you like everybody else does. Or, hey, what was it? I had a good one. Hey hater, why not just post fuck you? Less typing, more honest, But of course, I go to the guy's site. He doesn't have anything posted, and it's a hater site. Two people right in a row posted this morning. They were, I contacted all of Trent and Marilyn Manson's fans. I thought, I don't even like Marilyn Manson, except I do like a couple of songs they have. They do a cover of, I think it's Tainted Love, or I think that's really good. One song like that. Anyway. But Trent and those guys have fans that their fans have been great. Especially now, Trent's fucking 47. He's a little older now. He's more mature, but they have a segment of fans that they don't even like or understand. These sort of angry loner types. I'm one to be talking on that, I guess. Who are, angry loners who really can't find their place in the world. And I've had shades of that, and at times totally that, but not totally antisocial. I realize, well, you got to play along, But, these types those type of people are always dangerous because, first of all, they don't understand that, Trent is a product. And yes, he went through a thing where his stuff is so dark, and there's shades of that darkness in everybody. He's particularly good at bringing that out, but that's not him in real life. And he went through a phase where he let that define him, and he became a drug addict. He said he had, and Trent's great. I like him. He's a cool, mature, decent, smart guy, He said that he fucked up because he didn't even know who he was. He let his fans sort of define him as this like brooding, dark, fucked up, angry character, and that's sort of him, but not really. It's not him all the way around. Everybody has that aspect, but yeah, these people who think they know art because of the way those artists are presented as a product are sort of the most difficult sometimes to deal with. And God knows I've been there, where you think you know art when you're young and you're angry. But what I realized, it feels like winning. I realized, well, what would serve my purposes better for this site? First of all, I don't want any shit, fuck you shit on my, it's just not fair to the people who come and I curse like a motherfucker verbally. I don't post curse words, fuck and shit on my own or anybody else's stuff and that, because I'm very particular about the English language written. It's funny. But written words are a different thing. I don't think it's cool to post fuck on anybody else's stuff. Quite a few people post fucking awesome on mine and shit like that, and I don't even like that. Or you fucking rock, dude. It's like, that's okay, I leave them there, but it's like, oh man, I never go to somebody's site and post fuck, but it just doesn't seem polite or respectful. But yeah, what would serve my purposes better would be to just ignore this, block him, and move on. And it was a guy who, in England, who's in the angry young man phase of his life, was just such a fucking cliche, you know. It's like, really? You think somebody's going to come along? And he, you know, from everything he had on his page and everything, he wanted to, you know, make music, and didn't have a single thing posted. Another one yet, the other person had set up a fake, it was obviously sort of an artsy-fartsy Trent, Maryland type person, who had set up a fake site to hate from. And, you know, when you do something like that one, and it comes out nice, and it came out nice, my version, you know, I watched it the other night, and I went, that says what everything I ever wanted to say with that song, you know. It came out in a way that, you know, taking someone else's song and saying something with it in a nice, sounds really good, you know, way. But people who think they're artsy, yet they don't want to go through the work of, I mean, I know what it's like to sleep on a pool table and eat out of a dumpster so that I can play guitar and sing in a club, and do that for 10 days straight, you know, while I'm studying physics and engineering, you know, in the back of a car, and getting 30 minutes of sleep here and there, you know. But I wanted it that bad. And a lot of I think the youth of today, and always youth, not even just of today, I'm not one of those people who believe, I think things are intensifying, but that's the way it's supposed to be, you know. But I don't think kids are any worse than they ever were. People are people, the basic nature of man, and all the nature of man in every fucking vlog. But I'm not one of those people that thinks people are getting worse and worse. You know, kids, when you're young, you can go, damn, I want to make something that sounds absolute top-notch professional engineering and production and performance and everything, and fuck anybody else who can, and they're trying to do a lot of them, and I understand that frustration. It took me 12 years of higher education and a lifetime of playing and engineering and playing all the instruments, drums, bass, guitar, keys, failing over and over again to do anything worth a fuck, you know, and to understand, you know, how to engineer and produce stuff that sounds really big and good and right, you know, it'll sound great anywhere. And but, you know, a lot of times you have to be, even on this little project I'm doing, I have to be willing to sit there and mix a song for, 36 hours straight, and going, no, not it, close, not it, close, not it, 1,000 times, until I'm passing out, from tiredness, haven't eaten, haven't even gotten up to take a pee sometimes for 12 hours, because that's the kind of intensity it takes to get stuff that's worth anything. And, some of my stuff is good, others, is just kind of whatever. Some of it came out pretty good. I'm proud of some of it. But, yeah, there's that tendency to sort of want to jump to the head of the line. It's your own ego and arrogance will tell you when you want to you're not willing to put in the work to learn to play all the instruments or any instrument, to learn to sing, to learn to produce, it's just like, fuck you, give me mine, I should be the greatest. And God knows I remember when I was in my teens and 20s, I just was convinced, like, oh, I'm the greatest thing ever to happen to music. My ego and arrogance had to be, beaten out of me by the world, thank God. And, some of these kids, it's just really telling, some of the stuff, the rage that's out there and the anger, and they think that these products like Trent and Marilyn and some of the cooler people, are real and really that way in real life. And it's easy to get music. I love everything from death fucking metal to Enya, and even lighter than Enya. I'm actually covering an Enya song. It came out awesome. But I understand people get the product, even on this small, tiny level I'm doing it now, they get the product mixed up with the artist. And the product is only a reflection with music of the artist's take on certain things at certain times. How it is to feel, horrible and screwed over by every chick in the world, which something I can never have is pretty much that. And, that's not the way I feel about life in general. I could have taken every other song off my site and just put that there. It's that intense of a song, but, that's an aspect of the writer's personality and mine, but it's not me. Totally. There's more than that. But yeah, it's, and as far as, I like to get in touch with the rage. I mean, these people, I always think, well, let me look at what serves my purposes, which is to block them and just go, yeah, you think some jealous fucker who wants to do everything that's taken you nearly 50 years to learn to do, by the time he's 16 is going to come by and post shit like that, And to see it like, well, that doesn't serve my purposes, and I know I'm repeating that, but it feels really good, and you feel powerful when you go, no, I'm not playing today, block, goodbye. But there is an aspect of me, too. It's like, you know what? I'm going to sell everything I have, fly to England, hunt and stalk this motherfucker down and beat him and hospitalize. He has no idea who he's fucking with. And the thing is, would I ever do that? Probably not. Would I ever do that? Again, probably not, but maybe. And it's those maybes that you really got to be careful about in life, respecting other people. Maybe. You push me real hard, and especially somebody like me who's, not as skillful in a lot of different things and not well. So that's why the police are the most fucking, I'm not going to kill anybody or anything, but I entertain those thoughts. I was going to say that's why the police, deal with people who are felons or have already killed or done stuff like that because they have nothing to lose, and I'm sort of at a point where it's like, I don't have all that much to lose, and also by trying any of this, which is one of the things, and so, I don't, and even since I'm in a lot of pain, it's like, even losing my own life doesn't have that much meaning. I understand a bigger picture now, and not that I want to die, but those things pop into your mind, everyone's mind, and, right, Eric's death log. But no, I mean, drawing back from that, it's fun to entertain those thoughts and think what that would be like, and then draw back from it and go, well, that doesn't serve anyone's purpose and everything. And it's a little blurb of text on the internet, But the aspects of your personality, some things come out. There are things contained in all of us that we can't really, shouldn't. I think we should control, or not even control, but understand them more, feelings and stuff. It's like we are a genetically programmed animal, just like a dog is. That's what's annoying about people who have dogs sometimes. I grew up on a ranch. And, it's the kind of thing where when you understand the core being of animals, any dog, I don't care if it's the friendliest dog you ever met, they're genetically programmed to do certain things, and it's foolhardy to let any small toddler child grab around and poke around on a dog and play around on a dog on the floor or something. It's just a lot of people who don't understand and I love dogs, don't get me wrong, I love animals, but you have to understand their nature, and it's not the damn dog's fault. People that let little children growing up on a ranch where you have to, I've been attacked by animals that tried to kill me, and had to kill them, and stuff like that. When you work with a lot of them, you find the core being, it's genetically programmed. They don't have a choice, and having a child playing on the floor with any dog. A dog is sort of a wild animal and has instincts that it will act on if prompted, out of its own control. They're instincts. And a lot of people are like, oh, that's Pepper. He would never. Yeah, Pepper too. Well, but bite your fucking head off. You don't understand the nature of this thing. And the point of all that is, it's foolhardy, by the way, to let a child play around a dog. They have instincts. They can't control them. It's not the fucking dog's fault. But the point of that is that I got in a fight for my life one time. We all have instincts in us that we don't know about and suppress, and I think it's really healthy to explore those things and understand them more, to do art better, but to also understand yourself better and who you really are. Going away from people has been so great because I don't have people constantly around me suppressing, all of these things and making me feel foolish when I feel especially creative, which people are so good at for so many reasons. The main reason is when they see, like, you're singing on the schoolyard, and you're really singing with all your heart out. One of your friends goes, "That's stupid." What he's really saying is he fears inside that he can do that too, and there's a part of him that can do that, or that can't do that too, that he doesn't want to get in touch with, But, when I got in that fight for my life, there were, it didn't turn out well for the other guy, but it went on, and I'm a black belt in karate, and the real kind, not the kind you take at the Y, but we're talking, 18-hour a day type shit all through my teen years, working that shit. But in a real fight for your life, which this was, an instinct came out in me I didn't know was there. It's like at one point I was badly hurt, he was badly hurt, we were still going at it, it went on and on. Something came out in me that I suddenly didn't know my own name. All I knew was one singular fact: I had to disable or kill this other person, and I only knew that. And that, it was scary and weird. And the thing is, I was like out of my body looking down on it. It was like weird, and that went on for really a couple of weeks to amp down from that. And I really didn't even know my own name much. I didn't have the same. It changed me forever, the experience. For a couple of weeks, people would talk to me, and I'd be kind of like, my name felt like a piece of rubber floating, and it didn't connect with me much, And but I had gotten in touch with a primal instinct to survive, the main instinct that we all have, and so it taught me, like, oh my God, there are things and feelings and stuff inside of me that I'm not even aware of. They're instincts, and I think that it's incredibly useful to be aware of those, and even sort of play with the idea. There's one of those big old giant bugs. They're potato bugs or something. That is a horrible bug. But, to bear in mind that you always have to be reasonable, and but realize that those feelings are in you. And in making art, it's incredibly useful for me to bring those things out, And if you find yourself watching this going, well, who is this motherfucker to be talking about art and blah, 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 maybe that's a part of you, and really is a part of you, that's afraid of, what's inside of you. And so we try to suppress when we see others sort of reaching a spot of enlightenment or purity. Not saying I'm enlightened, I'm just trying to illustrate a point that a lot of times it frightens us. We get scared and we try to suppress it in others. When you see someone doing something very pure, like really playing the shit out of the guitar and they're not ashamed, really singing unashamed, unafraid, there's a part of me and everyone else where we kind of feel like we have to go, now you have to tone that down a little bit, and I think it's important to sort of understand where other people are coming from, and sort of go, and in your head go, oh yeah, gotcha, but sort of bypass them and go, yeah, I feel your fear and your pain and your frustration and your sort of sense of decency and morality wafting over onto me, your ego, and kind of acknowledge and go, yeah, I understand, sure. But inside rethinking, you know what, fuck you and you're fucking, trying to, pen me into some little box or something just because you don't feel free about things, But being away from other people now for nearly 5 years, and I rarely talk to anyone now, it's been so key to feel free to just You know, if I want to scream at 3 in the morning, I scream. You know, or when I'm doing something that's really, you know, a song that's really particularly trying to be touching or is touching, you know, or what have you. There's no sort of naysayers or doubting Thomases or people around to, you know, go, well, no, you shouldn't get in touch with that part of yourself because it's not socially acceptable and it's proper. It's like, you know what? Fuck you and your bullshit. Fuck you and your inhibitions, man. All the time you have to have an overriding sense of what works in society. You know, the 3 basic needs of or the World Health Organization defines the human animal, you know, as your health is defined by your mental health, your physical health, and your social health. So you have to always be socially sort of conscious of things. But, you know, this has changed me in a way forever. It's like I'm not really going to accept too much of other people's thoughts on my life and art at all anymore, because I don't really see them as valid, but I do understand where they're coming from, the fear, and some of the stuff that they say, I think is, what other people will say to you in your life is valid. I like to consider everything and go, I understand you think I'm being a little upfront or over the top in this business meeting, which has happened to me, but really it's your own inhibitions that are coming out, and maybe even your own jealousy that you can't sort of direct a meeting in the same way. You know, I had that happen to me at a really important meeting, and one guy I was with, he called me after the meeting, oh my God, how can you act like that in a business, man? And I wasn't even way over the top. I was just like, this is what I need. I'm making my case, guys. I respect all of you. It's great, you know. But I really sort of dominated the meeting for about 10 minutes. Well, he called me and basically was saying, oh my God, you're a fool, fuck you, you know, you tame your bullshit down. The 3 most important guys, who were hugely important guys at the meeting, all called me within a few days and said, that was fucking incredible the way you did that. And yes, we are going in that direction, and really like your energy. Because I started, my friend made me doubt myself. I was like, oh my God, I made a fool out of myself at that meeting, you know. And what I found out was my friend sort of had problems with inhibitions and maybe, you know, envy or jealousy, and that the other really powerful people at the meeting had responded big time to a certain confidence, not a swagger, but a confidence and a surety. But yeah, you know, all your life you'll have people, and all my life I've had people around me. Anytime I would really get into the zone, you know, find the gestalt. I'm going to talk about the gestalt and shit at some point in art. And, you know, anytime I really get in the zone, there's always somebody who wants to just shoot you down and pull you back from there for a lot of reasons. So that's been on my mind, you know, and how great it is to just not have people around and go, you know what, I'm going to go in the zone and I'm just living in the zone. Fuck off. I try to pack a lot into a little. Oh, poltergeist ending or rapper ending. I don't want to be, I'm not really angry about anything, truthfully. Poltergeist ending. People, this house is clear.